Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. I just did the entire video or the entire recording without sharing my desktop, only myself. So now we do it all over again. I'm happy to. And yeah, commodities, gold and silver, what a day. With the FOMC shenanigans, everything went up, gold and silver, the indices, energies, dollar down, rates down. But let's see tomorrow. That's when the calm has settled in, and we will see what's really going on. But what a change intraday. Let's get into business here. And now I will remember to share the screen. Otherwise, I will be doing the exact thing over again, which is getting a bit dull, you can say, if you do that over and over again. So gold here, silver on the daily. What happened here? We started to break down from that blue line, not ideal. And then obviously the statement came out, we're going to see rate cuts in 2024. And false breakdown, boom. We want to see that line get taken out. Why is that line important? We have a lot of resistance here. And this was also when we popped last time. So that's the next one to look for at roughly $24 for silver. If we can get above, in my view, we will target $26, which is the most important level for silver at the moment. Many are saying 25, 25 and a half. In my view, no, it is 26 for many reasons, which I have discussed in previous videos. You have huge horizontal resistances. It was also the big breakdown here, you can see there. And you have golden trend lines going back to 2011 coming down at $26. $26, guys, it is the one to look for. Gold, same thing here, big intraday reversal. We want to get above 2K, which we are right now, and we want to hold that. If we can do that, we will target the previous highs at 2075. And again, when and if we can clear that, stay above, then we are charging the all-time insane pivot high there at $2,150. Again, let's see tomorrow, let the dust settle, then we will see the true color of all this. Gold to silver ratio after 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 roughly straight green days after getting rejected here at the blue. We came all the way up to the upper blue resistance, and now we're getting rejected again. Look at it here. My take is really, really simple. I think at least. Want to go to the weekly. What you are seeing with the highs in 2020, the move down into this one right here is the exact same what we saw in 2008 into there, boom. And that's what we're going to see right here. That is my take until proven otherwise. And to prove me wrong, we want to get above these levels here. Then I'm saying, all right, incorrect. But for now, the fractals are very similar. Okay. Okay, just making sure that I'm recording the right stuff. Dixie, again, huge breakdown here. That was the release of the FOMC stuff. I was a bit worried because we had this blue channel here. And then we broke above, and then we actually formed a very beautiful, very, very beautiful inverted head and shoulders. The pits are there. And we wanted to, and if we got above 104.2, give or take, that would trigger a target to roughly 106. But we have broken down now, also taking out the right shoulder, completely, a complete negation of that short-term stuff right there. My view, I think we will go down to roughly 102. We have this internal bad boy right here. I think that is the next one to go for. Maybe a bit of a bounce here at 102.5. But again, that is a huge red candle. Speaking of which, the 10-year rate's down a bit above 4%, taking out the highs here. And now we are, you can see here, we are in a big downtrend for the rates. And that is tailwind, for gold and silver. Also Bitcoin and all that good stuff here. Oil, as spoken on Twitter yesterday, I think we are very close to a bottom. I think the lowest we will go is roughly 65. But yeah, we are still within this channel there. We broke down of this double golden support you can see right there. Retested it again down to the low of the channel. And I think we could be in for a move here, but maybe we need a touch first from there. We will see. Oil has been a bit tricky for me lately. So palladium, the wedge that we've been looking at for 2 years, or 1 year, 2 years. False breakdown here, tried to get above. And what we wanted to see, as you know, is we want to get above there and then down to here. That's our entry, or maybe all the way down here, but we want to make that high, and then we want to see the big pullback. It didn't happen here. We came down again, and now we are getting rejected at the low side of that falling wedge. So we are looking for, again, same thing. We want to clear right through the wedge here, make that high, and we want to buy into the pullback. So it's having a go at it right here, right now, up 2% today. Platinum up 1% today. The big level to get through is 950. I think when we get above 950, that could trigger the 1K level and then beyond. I think that is it's a very key moment in time for me to get above that level right here, right now. You can also see the long-term golden trend line coming down here from 2008, right into these levels right here. You can see interactions with that golden trend line. I think if we break here, then we have a charge at the 1K and these double golden up here. I think first step is to get above 950. We are currently at 940, so we're still $10 away. Copper, you know, the deal, we had that false breakdown here, it came all the way up, and then we had a huge scare here. And now, to me, it's very, very visible when and if we are getting bullish on copper. That is to get above $4. You can see it right there. Well defined, no shenanigans. $4, very bullish. Getting below 3.5 right here, very bearish. And then we have a midpoint here, roughly at 3.75. But still, that is the levels, in my view, that is well defined, bullish, bearish. Anything in between is chop. So it is what it is. Nat gas keeps going down, even though we have a bit of a bounce today. Taking out that major bear flag. Again, I'm very surprised by this move, but the charts will never lie. Every single minor support that we had the gap fill, we had these lows here, we had the bear flag, everything is just getting cut through. No one is buying gas at the moment. I think we're going down to $2 actually. And then we will see what happens, why we have a long-term trend line right there. So that is probably where we're going. That is at least the path of least resistance. Same thing for the TTF, nothing new there. Here we have coal, good old coal. You know, we bounced here at the 2018 highs, and we have added in this blue line here, and we're getting rejected again, confirming the importance of that blue line. Again, this could also be an angled inverted head and shoulders. So as long as we don't take out this low, that 2018 low, this could trigger a move up, you know, up to here roughly. Oh, sorry, excuse me, up to here when we trigger that. So again, we're not bullish. You know, we have lower lows and lower highs still. So it's still a downtrend. The definition of a downtrend is lower lows and lower highs. So Bitcoin here getting a bounce 3% today. We have hit our target of that inverted head and shoulders right there. And we are now obviously having some overperformance, which is totally fine. However, we are still in a big flag here. And there are some longer term trend lines coming up from 2011, 13 and 17. And yeah, they're coming up roughly around here. Around here, if I remember correctly. So let's see when we get to, I think it's at around 50K. That is the big one. So let's see what happens. Speaking of what happens, uranium spot price right now on this chart is $86. I do believe that we are at 88, if I remember correctly, but it hasn't updated yet. Again, very strong chart here. But again, I will say this, nothing goes in a straight line. And that is really my take. Even though many people are saying this is a thin market and so on, there's always supply and demand. You can see it in the charts. And it's very rare that you just do like this all the way up, right? I mean, so we might get there, but it will be in some tricky way, just to draw something off right off the bat there. So again, very beautiful. We have a gap here from 2007 at roughly $100. Again, I do think that we are on the way to $100, but I do also think when we hit that 3-digit and the gap fill, or the lower side of the gap, that's when we will see a rejection. That is, you know, going from 2 digits to 3, that's a big psychological step, so people will take profit, yada, yada, yada. So let's see what happens when we get there. How big of a bounce will we get? Just like we saw here, we talked about that is the Fukushima high. and we looked at it, how big of a bounce would we get? I thought we would get a longer bounce, but clearly it was a tiny blip. So we could have the same, obviously, but I think $100 is the path of least resistance for uranium spot price. Insane. I like it. Sugar have lost a very important green uptrend channel right there. And we're now going down to 20. Nothing new under the hood right there. That is my view. That is the big retest of that line there. $20 for sugar. That's where we're going. I will not waste any more time on that chart, really. Same thing for soybeans. We have broken the neckline here. We haven't met the target yet. It is my view that all these wicks that we see here, and it's going to flush over, and then we will hit that target. I would be surprised otherwise. Silver against M2 money supply. Well-defined neckline there. Right shoulder, head, left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, excuse me. And now we're within that megaphone there, but again, we want to get above, and then we want to take out the neckline. I think it's very well defined here, very textbook. I like these one here, very good symmetry, all that good stuff. I think we will break it. Gold against M2 money supply, yes, we're still above the 2011 high. Tap, 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 I like it. We had that blue bull flag here, and also, yeah, we have also a inverted head and shoulders there, bull flag. Beautiful against M2 money supply. There's nothing to worry about right now. Again, there's still a lot of, obviously resistances and so on, but I think the tough or the hard stuff has been done right now. So I did the correct recording. I think I had the correct screen on, and I will check when I render this one. Yes, please comment to agree to disagree. I love to give a comment, whenever I find a good question or a good counter argument to my analysis. And as always, subscribe if you like to see more of this stuff here. I would love to build this community to guide myself and you through this very tricky and difficult decade that is to come, for sure. Guys, we see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.